You're going to be fascinated by our guest DJ, Frank Rempe. I'm going to be doing a little interview with him coming up here soon in just a few minutes, so stick around, stay tuned, right here in Brittaney Starr's vast galaxy of music, only on xradio.biz. You know who it is? xradio.biz. When you go this up down?
No,
because I want it to be really low in the background. This you
Okay, so once you play it,
I'm going to turn this down.
We're going to CC one right here down in 10. We're going to
lower that. All right, we have DJ Frank Rempe in the house on Brittaney Starr's Galaxy. Welcome, you're on that mic.
Yeah, thank you.
It's good to have you here. I wanted to ask you a few questions about, your DJ career and everything. So I heard you are a New York City DJ, huh?
I'd like to consider myself a New York City DJ. Yeah. Actually, I grew up in Pennsylvania, but I was in New York for 11 years. That's really where I got my musical roots, I would say.
Nice. All right, let's get to the questions before you spin your hot set.
What you got?
I ask all my DJs this, what is the most embarrassing moment that you've ever had, either as a DJ or in your life? Something funny for our guests, kind of entertaining.
I suppose we've all ejected CD in the middle of a killer set one time or another. That might be a little cliche. I don't know. Probably my most embarrassing was probably self-inflicted. I was DJing a party in San Francisco. A lot of it was after hours. It was early in the morning. A lot of Burning Man type folks or whatever. So I have a friend. He had this pink furry vest, and this dare kind of developed, and I ended up playing my set with no shirt, a pink furry vest, and my girlfriend's sunglasses for like an hour.
Pink furry vest? I have pink furry headphones.
That actually would have completed the look. Right there.
That would have been perfect for you. You got your skull candy going on,
I suppose that should have been embarrassing, but actually no one really batted an eye except for like the three people there.
I think it's kind of hot, you got your own DJ style going on. Fur never hurt anybody.
That was the exception, not the rule. I don't want to. I wouldn't necessarily say that's my style, but it fit the moment.
Nice. I would also like to know, how did you get started in your DJ career? I mean, did you start out in Pennsylvania and move up to New York City, or?
No, I originally moved to New York to work as a model. I had a career as a model for however long I was there, for about 10 years. But those first years I was there in the early 90s, that was when Twilo was still around. It was when you had vinyl, you had all these places, all of these great DJs with weekly residencies, which really doesn't exist anymore. That whole weekly residency thing just
it kind of faded out.
It did. Actually, the funny thing is Twilo kind of had something to do with that, because they were bringing out all the big European guys every month, and people kind of got used to something different every time, rather than, you know, not that it was the same every time, but the same DJ every time. And that to me was kind of the beginning of a shift, which I don't necessarily know if it was for the best. You know, I used to go see Junior Vasquez, you know, whenever I wanted.
Some of our favorite DJs on all the time.
Danny
Nice to be able
Tenaglia,
to see him every weekend.
every week,
Yeah.
you know, and it was just a different experience, you know, back then. So.
Yeah, it's hard when you want to see your favorite DJ every week and then they're not there anymore. But I mean, you know, my close friend Paul has Perfecto, and he has all his Perfecto signed DJs that come in. So it's kind of nice. You get a variety, a different feel every weekend, so it's not the same thing. But I like Danny Tenaglia and stuff from New York, and you as well, where you never play the same set. You know, if you don't play the same set, it's always new and exciting, and that's what I think a good DJ is. You know?
And it's, you know, and even when they do play anymore, you know, you don't hear that 10-hour set.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not there for, it's, you know, though it's become kind
I'm sure the hardcore partiers are, though, you know.
well, they just don't play that long. You know, they're a guest and they're
that's
coming
true.
to play for, you know,
Couple
whatever it
hours.
is, you know, 4 hours, a couple hours, but...
I think 4 hours is even harsh now. I think a lot of the DJs play like about 2-3 hours max.
Yeah,
seems
it's,
like.
I mean, you
Except
know...
for the headliners, maybe.
It's a cliche. I mean, a lot of people like to say, you know, I take you on a journey and all that, but how far can you go in 2 hours?
I got a whole galaxy, let me tell you. Hey, at least I get 2 hours every day, though, you know, Monday
Right.
through Friday, so I'm good to go on that. But everybody, this is Frank Rempe again. I wanted to know, like, what your first experience in front of a huge crowd was like. Was it, like, totally nerve-wracking? Were you scared? Did you do a perfect set? I mean, how was that experience for you?
My first real DJ gig was at a club called Cheetah in New York, where...
Like the strip club, or?
No,
like,
no.
I'm just kidding.
No. Kind of like the strip club, though, but not the strip. No, it was a legit, I would say, medium-sized club.
Yeah, I've heard of Cheetah. That's awesome.
In New York, and you know, I was an opening guest. It was kind of a favor, you know, from a friend. I had really, you know, just started. You know, I had never seen a rotary mixer in my life. You know, the turntables were on, you know,
Everything alien.
water beds, basically.
Oh gosh,
They're
really?
these like crazy shock-proof, like, but they were basically like, it was like, you know, a
That's pretty
turntable
cool.
on water. It was cool, but to never have handled one before, it was pretty, you know, pretty intimidating.
Yeah, a little nerve-wracking for sure.
But long story short, I walked into the club. They had a private party going on, so the club was full. So, you know, I came in, I kept those people interested, and by the time the actual promoters showed up, you know, normally you'd have an opening DJ with, you know, 10 people in the room. They walked in, there was, you know, 100 people rocking out, so like, oh my God, who is this kid?
Nice.
So, sort of from that lucky break, I started working right away.
You had a
because
huge fan base starting off on
I
the
had
first
this,
night.
well, at least I gave the impression that I had a huge fan
Right.
base. So
Well, that's awesome.
that really carried for my first year, and I've really been, you know, pretty fortunate with it ever since. And, you know.
That is really, really cool.
Yeah.
I guess, is there anything else interesting you'd like to share about yourself? And then we'll go into like where we can find you and what your next big gig is.
Interesting about myself?
Anything funny that you'd like to share? Or?
I suppose it's worth mentioning. You know, I've played, you know, all over the place. I've been really lucky. I've played some, you know, really underground, you know, famously underground places. I've played Space and Ibiza. I've done all these
That's
things.
amazing.
Yet, I'm still, till this day, listed as one of the 100 top wedding entertainers in the country.
Now that's pretty funny.
As a DJ.
You play lots of those love songs, huh, when you're not doing underground hardcore stuff, huh?
It was another one of those right place, right time moments. But again, long story short, I was doing a party for a magazine. It was the owner's engagement. One of those, you know, socialite New York kind of things. You know, when I was there, make a couple bucks or whatever. And at the time, I was doing like really cool like house remixes of, you know, popular stuff or classic stuff. And I caught the ear of one of the guests who happened to be, I guess the best way to describe him is a high-end Martha Stewart. This guy by the name of Colin Cowie.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
He's the
A
South
guy running around in an apron
He's
seems kind of
this-
funny to me.
well-
no, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, he's like, you know, he's got his line of, you know, housewares and JCPenney. He's like
Right.
kind of a big deal. He's on Oprah all the time, you know. But anyway, you know, I caught his ear, and then it wasn't until a year later, you know, I did an event with him, and then, you know, a few more after that. But anyway, he's kind of the go-to guy for a lot of these bridal things. And when they asked him, you know, who's new DJs or whatever, he put my name out there, and 5 years later, I'm still listed every time every time that issue comes out. I probably still get like 3-4 phone calls a week, to do weddings.
I might have to hire you for mine. You hear that out there, everybody? If you need a wedding DJ, we've got Frank Rempe in the house, one of the top 100 wedding DJs in all the world. I'm going to have you do mine.
It's a pretty interesting